Hello. Now we will going to start with the problems in which we have strings starting with. Now the previous problems which we discussed, in that we had strings ending with. Now we have strings starting with. Now if we have something like this, that is string starting with, we require n plus 2 number of states. So the formula of number of states is a little bit modified over here to n plus 2 states. We require one more state because the string is starting with particular substring. If you observe, it is starting with a. Now on one state, if it is giving the input of a and it is said like it should start with a only, not with b. So if we have two symbols and if we have DFA, it is compulsory to provide the input for both the symbols. So if it is starting with something, we have left with b. If we are starting with a, we have left with b. So that b we have to pass to some state. That state we will going to represent like a dead state. So to represent this dead state, we require one more state, that is plus 1. So we have the formula n plus 2. Now n is nothing but the substring length which is given in the problem statement. So we have 2 plus 2, that is equal to 4. So we require 4 number of states. So out of these 4 states, one we will going to keep it for dead state. Now remaining 3 we'll going to draw it. Now so we'll draw like q0 is our initial state, q1, then we have q2 which is the final state, and the remaining state is our dead state. Now the substring which is given in the problem statement provide the transition like q0 to q1 for a and q1 to q2 for input b. Now it is said like it should start with AB. It should start with AB. Later on we can have any combination of A's and B's. So if I suppose to list the language or the strings which are in this condition, that is string starting with AB, we can say AB is the first string. We can have ABA, we can have ABB, we can have AB, AB, we can have AB, AA, AB, we can have AB, B, A, like this. So if you observe like this, we can include the strings. Now if you observe, it should start with AB. So all of these strings are starting with AB, so we can include them. And after this we can say we have any combination of A's and B's. You can have any number of A's, you can have any number of B's. So to represent like this, we can have a loop over here on q2, that is for a comma b. So if we have a loop like this for a comma b, we can say we have any combinations of A's and B's. So it should start with AB, and later on we can have any combination of A's and B's. By observing this, we can say that now check whether these strings are acceptable over it or not. A, B, we are starting with initial state reaching to the final state, so AB is acceptable. Now check for next one, A, B, A. So it is reaching to the final state starting with initial state, so we can say that ABA is also acceptable. Check for the next one, ABB, A, B, B. So we are starting from initial state reaching to final state, so this one is also acceptable. Now next one, AB, AB, A, B, A, B. So we can say this one is also acceptable. Now check for this one, A, B, A, B. So we can say this is also acceptable. Now check for the last one, A, B, B, A, B, 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 A. So we can say this is also acceptable. So whatever strings we listed, all are acceptable over drawn DFA. Now the last step is to check each state and pass the input, pass the leftover inputs. Now if you check q0, it is having input for A but not for B. Whatever is left, pass it to dead state. So I'll pass B to the dead state. Now check q1. q1 is having input for B, not for A, pass it to state D, that is dead state. Now for q2 we have both the inputs A and B, so no need to do anything regarding q2. Now the remaining state is D. It is said like in DFA every state must have input for both the symbols. So for state D also we have to give input for both the symbols. Now check the next problem we have. Draw the DFA for string starting with 101. It is said like it should start with 101. Same type of problem as we solved previously. Now start with the solution. The first step is to calculate number of states. As I already have told you, to calculate number of states for starting type of problem, starting with some substring. In that case, we require the formula like n plus 2. We require one more state to represent the dead state. So we require the formula n plus 2. Now n is the length of the substring given in the problem statement. So 101, the length is 3. So we'll get 3 plus 2, that is equal to 5. So out of this 5, 1 is to represent the dead state. So remained with 4 states. So we have to check for the 4 state. But before that, we'll list the language, that is the strings which are starting with 101. So 101 is itself starting with 101. We can have 1010. We can have 1011. We can have 101. 001. We can have 101. 111. We can have 101. 0011. We can have 101. We can have 000 like this. So we can say that the strings starting with 101 we can include in this language. So all of these strings are starting with 101. So we can say that they are in this language. Now we have to draw the DFA. We require 4 number of states and one more to represent the dead state. So Q0 is the initial state. We require Q1, Q2 and Q3 will be our final state. And we require one more state, that is dead state. So the substring which is given in the problem statement represented like this, that is Q0 to Q1. The transition will be for first symbol, that is 1. Q1 to Q2 will be 0 and Q2 to Q3 will be again 1. So we can say that if we draw this much part, 101 is acceptable. We are starting from initial state reaching to the final state. So 1, 0, 1 is acceptable. Now check for the next string. 1, 0, 1, 0. 1, 0, 1, 0. So it is said like 101 has to be there, and after that you can have any combinations of zeros and ones. So we can put a loop over here for 0, 1. So if we put like this, now check the strings which we have. 1010, 1010 acceptable. 1011, 1011, 1 acceptable. Next we have 101, 001. So we can say this is also acceptable. Now check 101, 111, 111. So we can say this one is also acceptable. Now the next one, 101, 101, 000. So this is also acceptable. So we can say that the strings which we listed, they all are acceptable. So we can say that we have completed with the DFA. Now the last step is to check each state whether it is giving input for all the symbols or not. If it is not giving, or whatever is left, we have to pass it to the dead state. So check Q0 is giving for 1, not for 0. So I'll pass that 0 to the dead state. Q1 is giving for 0, not for 1. So I'll pass it to dead state. Q2 is giving for 1, not for 0. So I'll pass it to dead state. Q3 is giving for both, so no need to do anything. We have left with state D, so I'll pass a loop over there for 0,